those who in quarrel, those. easy way to train. All the world's a stage. Each of us is carving a stone. The four building blocks of the universe. I've lived through some
Hi, this is Larry King welcoming you to the Opie and Anthony Show right here on Sirius XM Satellite Radio. What the hell am I doing here?
Isn't it brilliant? Forget it. The thing's out of control. Out of control.
Great guests, interesting interviews, and of course, your phone calls as well. It gets my nipples hard. You know what I mean, son?
Are you out of your mind?
It's not the most talked about, not the most written about, and certainly not the most listened to show in the history of radio, but I'm still proud to intro it.
Oh, you're going to have a ball.
There you go, lads.
America's most trusted name in news, the Opie and Anthony Radio Show.
Let's welcome our hosts, Opie and Anthony. By the way, who's Jim Norton?
Oh, my God. Why? Why are we even here today after the brilliance of yesterday's program? My God, man.
That was a good one.
We're just stupid.
What a bunch of kudos we got.
No one would have cared if we took today off.
Nope, they'd have understood. Said, wow, they gave it to them.
Yep.
We knew how to, I think we brought it, as, certain people say. I think it was brung.
It was Broughton?
It was Broughton.
I think it was Broughton.
Oh, it was Broughton.
That's right.
That was good.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I want to say hi to everyone we met. Holy shit. We didn't get out of there till after 11.
That was nice.
I was like, yeah, we'll sign a few things, take a few pictures.
Felt like the old days.
Over an hour later, it's like, when is this line ending? My God, man.
Yeah.
Sorry you were being shuffled through quickly.
Oh, Kenny is
It was getting
pro.
It was getting a little out of control.
Kenny's a pro at that. Move along. Stop the chit-chat. Tell your story walking. I love that one.
Yeah. But Ross was actually way worse than Kenny yesterday.
He was
Ross
literally shoving people.
Ross, what's his gig here? Just for the people that...
He's head of talent and head of sales promotions.
And Howard Stern's best friend.
Well, he has friends with Howard Stern. That's right.
Well.
That's correct.
Is he really head of sales? I didn't know he was head of sales until the other day.
I think he wears a bunch of hats.
Wow.
Yes, he's two big jobs.
And he was beyond cool yesterday. I'm not trashing anyone today. Everyone was great yesterday. And Ross leaned into me and Ant. I think Jimmy was a little further away, so I don't know if you heard this. If you did,
I didn't.
He leans into us like, you want me to move this along? I'm like, oh, yeah, move it along. He fucking went into,
Oh, yeah.
all right.
Pushing people.
Right.
It was, at first we were set up a little weird, too. Mm-hmm. The pictures weren't on the right table. They can't divvy up the pictures between you and me. Mm-hmm. They just can't do that. Because people come over to me, can I get a picture? And then I sign it, and then I got to hand it over to Opie, who's signing one that he's crossing it over to me. So they all got to, go on Opie's table first. And some people didn't understand that. And then we were just rapid fire signing them, piling them up. And people still standing there with empty pictures going, could you sign this? It's like,
For some reason, because then Ross goes, you can either have a picture or a picture taken.
wow.
And I go, no, Ross, in between them getting in position for pictures, we could certainly sign these pictures that they already have made.
We finally got a system down.
But the problem was then some of the listeners are looking at the pictures that are signed thinking that they were stamped or something.
there for someone, or
And they needed it signed in front of them.
yeah, they
And we're
wanted
like,
to see it.
no, we signed this literally 10 seconds ago. It's okay. You can have that.
And then
worked
there
out
was
in the
another
end.
traffic jam up because the people that were getting pictures taken were going in between me and Opie, and then we couldn't cross the pictures over for me to sign. And so it was a little logistically fucked up. Jimmy Norton was being oh so adorable with every picture that was taken. He was leaning his head on my shoulder. He was scratching the back of my neck.
I said, I
Then
wanted
his
our ears to touch.
Yeah. He goes, I want our ears to touch. So I felt his little ear on my ear with some pictures. It was very homoerotic.
Feel me, my nose air on your neck?
Yes. Then at one point, one guy's taking the picture, and he's going like, okay, 1, 2, 3. And Jimmy just goes... and breathes out of his nose right down my neck.
That's great.
Nice.
It was
Very
just
satisfying.
Oh,
Very satisfying for you.
yeah. So there are a lot of gay pictures out there.
But the broadcast itself was, wow.
I went, I listened to the replay.
I think we might start, I don't know, doing live broadcasts again.
We got to, you know what? Chop them down to 2 hours like that.
Two and a half, maybe
have something
three, but yeah.
planned.
I think that was the first live broadcast where we actually had a schedule of things that we were planning to do.
That we wanted to do. It wasn't just like, oh, let's try to do a regular studio broadcast in front of an audience. And
Nothing,
just, you know,
nothing worse than
shit.
making things up as we go.
Yeah.
I mean, we do that here. We're doing it right
fun.
now, but we don't have how many people were there?
450.
450 was the official count?
Yeah, I
Whatever
was
they
told
would
we got
allow
like
in.
450
Yeah,
in, and
that's all they let in.
that was actually a little over what their capacity was.
Nice. So, yeah, we, I don't know, it was slick, too. There was no technical problems. Everyone did their jobs.
Went really nicely.
Crowd was great too. They were very, very. They had good energy and they were receptive. They weren't animals at all.
And it wasn't just a complete bash fest when anybody got up on stage. Well, are the listeners maturing a little bit?
No, because they're younger.
What's going on?
I don't know what happens with our
That used
show.
to just be like, that would have been, all right, here's like Stalker Patty, fuck that cunt, you suck. But it was like, wow, they actually allowed her to get on mic.
You know why? Because there was no booze.
You think the
Which
booze
we were
puts
real
them over the top?
We were all really mad. Like, you got to let our listeners drink if they want to drink. But I think in the end, maybe that's was the smart thing for this broadcast.
That's like the Jekyll and Hyde formula for our listeners.
I noticed one thing. We continue to broadcast the same demo.
Yeah.
But we're getting old, man.
Yeah, and they're just...
Like, they're all in their 20s. I'm like, what the fuck?
That is odd.
And we've been doing this for 17 years. So 17 years ago, we were talking to people in their 20s. Where are those people? They're in their 40s now. Where are they?
Did you think that neither of you has matured? Maybe that's part of the issue.
That's
Is that
probably
what
the
happens,
problem.
you think? But a lot of other radio shows,
Jimmy.
but a lot of radio shows, the audience grows with them, usually.
Yeah.
Like, if you go to an Imus fucking live broadcast, what a fucking disaster that is. They all look dead. Because they're all now really old like Imus.
Should be at a home.
But for some reason with us, it's the same age constantly.
Yeah.
Really strange.
Which is good, you know, for the girls and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, there
don't
were a
want-
few girls there, too.
Oh, yeah, you old bag.
A few girls.
Yeah. But girls.
A few girls.
Beautiful girls.
A few girls.
I wonder why that is though.
I don't
That's
know.
a good question. I don't know why.
It's very strange to me.
They are the same as they were 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Since I've been here, when you look at them, it's like it looks the same as it would have 10. They don't look older.
A lot of radio shows that have staying power, I'm telling you, the audience just grows with you. And for some reason, I think after a while, maybe our listeners have to grow up and they go,
They
all
just
right,
go, "Ah, we've
it was
had
fun, guys, but this young 22-year-old kid will take my place now.
It is kind of a, we're very familiar with satellite radio. We've been in it and had it for years. But I think it is still kind of a younger demo media. It's not like some guy in his fucking 50s and 60s for the most part going out and buying satellite radio.
Oh, and this guy's saying, the 35 to 40-year-old works. That's a good point, too.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Couldn't get there as a kid.
Well, you can't just take a day off. I mean, some people I'm sure did, but in general, you're not going to take a day off, right? Whatever. It was a great broadcast. The staff, because everyone was coming up to me saying, good job. I'm like, I didn't do shit yesterday. That was an easy
sit
one.
there
just
and
kind of sit back and let it all kind of
babble.
happen in front of you.
We ramble on.
Yeah, we rambled a little bit, but the staff all did great with their stand-ups.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone came to the table. I thought there would be at least one guy that said, fuck this, I'm just going to make it up as I'm
going
go
to
along.
riff.
But
Someone's
everyone was
gonna riff.
prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some more than others, I'll tell you that. Mm-hmm. That fucking Roland. Oh, my God. I was listening to a little Roland on the way in.
Yeah.
Is that what was playing when I was driving in? It's just hysterical. and the words that I just could not understand that he's saying, and people are just laughing with and at him at the same time.
And he pulled it off, though.
But I had to say, the star of the night, as far as stand-up goes, had to be our own E of the Rock.
Yeah.
He had the moves, he had the confidence, and the material. It was right there.
I think these guys saw as it went on that it wasn't like I didn't want to see anyone get if someone had bombed, it was funny, but I didn't want to see anybody get humiliated. So it was kind of fun to jump in and talk a little bit, and like Sam and Travis went long form. Like thing with,
did they?
but it wasn't.
Oh, sorry, Sam, you're right here.
on.
But it was like the way you would tell a story on the radio. It's just a different medium,
Yeah.
and you get used to. It's just one of those things where if you go on stage, say 5 or 10 times, you go, oh, okay, I have to put the laugh here, not there, because whatever. It's just like from doing it. But I thought it was good, and everybody did their own thing. And
yeah.
they're all funny dudes. It's like, you guys are not going to go up there and just fucking suck.
Yeah.
No, they all were great.
Yeah, you all got something
They all
funny
pulled it
there.
off big time. I mean, E-Rock was walking around that stage like he was a comedian.
Oh, the cock of the walk, I'll say. He was the cock of the walk.
E-Rock had a victory, finally. Jeez.
Finally, right?
That's all I've ever wanted from the fucking kid is to fight back and have a victory.
It was like watching Rudy.
Yes. Right, except spelled with a D.
That's like a piece of shit. And then listening to the replay of the entire event yesterday, because my girl couldn't stay for the whole thing, so she wanted to listen to the replay, got home, she had it on, and Chip tagging everybody's funny line was hilarious.
Yeah, just a joke thief taking
It didn't matter what, June, whatever happens like that. It was like everyone that was sitting there that had any line that came out, Chip had to tag it.
My favorite Chip tag was when Kenny did the joke about the woman in the airplane wanting to feel like a woman.
Oh,
so the man took his shirt off and said, "All right, here, iron this." And then Chip jumped in over the laugh and said, "Or you could have her throw it in a washing machine or something."
Jesus. This guy who doesn't get it.
Tagged everyone's joke.
I'm
It was
hearing
great.
rumors there might be a Chip video.
Yeah, it's,
I'm just saying this for the audience. It's a 9.5 minute video on YouTube.
Wow.
That's
it's
completely insane. You do know that.
It's an online TV show pilot that Chip is working on.
Oh, okay.
Chip TV show. It's on YouTube. A lot of people have seen it already. It needs work, but I mean, there's parts 2 and 3 coming up, and there will be more of Chip TV show.
And they're all going to be 9.5 minutes?
Oh, yeah, as long as we can. I mean, the sitcom's 22 minutes, and I figure this is just chock full of smart questions.
You know, there's a lot of people out there, if you make a video that's more than a minute, they won't even fucking push play.
We're going for 30.
30 minutes?
I would love to.
We're gonna try. We're gonna probably end up with
Wow.
25 once all 3 parts are together.
A solid
Wow.
25.
But they're meant to be watched back to back.
Back to back to back?
Yes.
But people
All
can
right.
watch with. I don't know. Should we break it up into more video? Maybe we should. I don't know.
It's
Well,
doing
yeah.
well so far. I mean, see what happens.
I figure we'll put on 3 long parts, and then if we want to, if it's a real hit, here and there, we'll just throw in little boom, boom, like little
Yeah.
30 seconds of Chip.
I really wanted to go to Chicago tomorrow to watch Fedor fight. I would love to have interviewed a few people there. You know, just send Chip everywhere. Make the whole thing a write-off.
I thought we were supposed to go. Are we looking into this?
I haven't checked for flights.
Maybe we could try to do this. I'll fly with you.
I would love to fly tomorrow morning.
We could share a room and
Yeah, why not? A little massage room, we'll call it.
That's good.
A little work detention out room.
fucking Jimmy. At one point, I wrote, "You want to kiss?"
Oh, yeah.
Because we didn't have much to do, so I was writing notes to Jimmy. I go, "You want to kiss?" And he goes, "Badly."
Badly.
And I got all creeped out. My little fun little line just creeped me out.
Oh,
Like,
Jimmy
he just
will
made
make
it so real.
Yeah, he'll make a line like that backfire right in your face, along with a bunch of jizz.
I was having so much fun. I'm like, I'll write this to Jimmy. You
Terrible.
want to kiss? And he just leans over, "Badly."
Hey,
Danny did a callback yesterday. What was the callback?
yes, the
joke he did?
foot panties. It's like, put my socks. Well, foot panties,
Oh.
sorry.
Before we move on, the Chip TV link is on our Facebook page.
Oh,
which
what-
is Opie and Anthony.
Facebook/Opie and Anthony.
Okay.
And like we said, this is part 1 of probably 3. So part 2 will be up maybe today or sometime over the weekend.
Right on. All right. Ratspit from Vegas. Opie, where did Troy Kwan get the mohawk wig?
It's all his. It's all his, people.
I was proud of Troy Kwan.
was funny, yeah.
I thought he was going to try to beat up the audience. He decided not to, which is
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
on his part.
I'm
Yeah,
curious
had
to how
some
the
jokes.
guys all felt about it. How did you feel doing it? Like, Sam, you're right here. So how was it?
I felt much more comfortable on stage than I thought I was because I was prepared for a not as pleasant response from the crowd.
Yes.
But, I mean, the crowd seemed into it. Not into what I was doing, but like if I had done good material, they would have been there with me. So I felt good talking to them. I felt comfortable on stage. And,
That was good.
You know,
Yeah.
confident. And I felt that my material got what it should have gotten.
Well, it wasn't that it was bad or uninteresting stuff. It was, I think a lot of people, because they're radio fans, knew Travis's story about the kick, and they knew your story about the circumcision because they're fans of the show. and you told it in a way that you would just tell it on the radio show.
You're like a Bill Cosby.
That's how I see
sitting there
myself.
going,
Oh, brother.
it was 1965 when I
need a stool or something.
met my wife, Camille, and we decided. And you're just sitting there going, all right, get to the point.
Bill Cockskin, actually, for the Cosby, because he talked about circumcision.
He's a terrific storyteller, though, that Cosby.
Yes, he is.
He's terrific.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was great from
Troy's joke-
everyone's standpoint.
Troy's joke was very funny about folding over the flap.
That was very good.
Yeah.
It was despicable and true.
Where did you get that line from? That was too good.
I don't know, because...
Where's Troy?
I bet he wrote it, and it was good enough that he had a long setup that was kind of verging on Sam and Travis territory.
Right.
But then that joke completely saved him.
Yeah, it did.
That might have been the joke of the night. Or the day,
was a
whatever.
good one.
Whenever we broadcast, I don't know anymore. It
I
feels
don't
like the
know.
middle of the night sometimes.
Iraq's Opie joke, to be all fair.
Oh, yeah.
I think
quite
that
a
one
big
got the
response.
most attention.
Yeah, that killed, obviously.
They got the most attention.
Because it's so true.
We should get Danny also and I want to hear from everybody. Hear how everybody felt. How did you feel?
It was fine. I mean, I've been playing in bands since I was 13, so being on a stage was okay. And I've been in bands that tries to get an uncomfortable reaction out of people. So, I mean, that part was fine. But I don't ever.
Was that your joke?
What's that?
The folding over the fat.
I got a little help with my jokes.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
That was a great
Punched
line.
up a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey,
But,
there's big time fucking comedians that get help with their jokes.
yeah, and you know,
When these guys host these award shows, that's not their material.
yeah.
They get a whole bunch of writers.
Yes.
Nick Voss.
I never knew that really growing up. I just figured if you were a funny guy and they want you to
you
host,
just,
that you
you
could
know.
almost figure it out on your own. Maybe get a little help here and there, but no, they get a whole staff of writers.
It is a scary thing though, because when you're in a band, you have other musicians on stage, you have instruments, you can sort of, if you know, they can pick up the slack a little bit. But to just stand out there with a microphone and just expose yourself like that's a fucking scary thing, and you realize how talented these guys are that are doing it.
But you guys all looked comfortable, though. Like,
Fuck yeah.
All you guys, nobody up there looked terrible, and it was like you guys all carried yourselves really well. Like, you should feel good about it, because none of you panicked. None of you fucking fell apart. Like, if you forgot a joke or whatever, but nobody fell apart and fucking and fucked up. Danny.
No, and everybody knew how to take a bomb.
Everybody did.
I think being like, you know, working for the show and just, you know, grabbing mic here and there, I think that kind of helps too.
Yeah.
'Cause you get all that out of the way.
And we've all bombed horribly in front of all of you.
And,
so it's
but
like,
yeah,
when
and
the-
bombing is something where, like, if this was one of those shows where everyone fake laughed over everything anybody said, it would probably be horrific to go on stage and have an audience just be like,
Find out you're
silence,
not funny.
and you'd be like, now what do I do? But because of this dumbass show, you look and you go, yeah, that one sucked.
Yeah, I
You're
felt-
like you embrace the bomb.
I felt far stupider on this show than I did at any
Yes.
point on stage yesterday.
Well, you
And I
should.
think you were a little nervous to go up there, right, Travis? Leading up to the event?
No, I
You
mean,
weren't happy that you had to
it's-
do it.
It's just that, yeah, like
But
you
you
know,
pulled it off.